The creation of the 37 LCDAs by Tinubu was a masterpiece in terms of bringing governance closer to the people. As an active participant, I can tell you that it is the local authority anywhere that is closest to the people on a day-to-day level. Their feel of governance and their feel of government. Their feel of government and their feel of governance is improved the more you break it down. And what happened at that time, being that this was a novel idea, there was that subtle competition amongst us to deliver. You know, everybody wanted to deliver in order to justify the creation. Ikeja, for instance, was split into 3. Everybody wanted to outbid, to outperform the other person. Everybody. So there was a pace that was immediately established. That's one advantage. The other advantage is that even if one of the chairmen did not get his acts right, others will. 3, the access to government was closer, easier for people, so they could question government better. You understand? There were local governments that had their headquarters 30, 40 kilometers away from some parts of that same local government. Frankly, it wouldn't have been easy for them to deliver, or even for the people to reach out to the local government. Because it's not all parts of Lagos that are urban. By splitting them, it split them into manageable mouthfuls, and it allowed for an acceleration of development. And again, it was a practical demonstration of how to decentralize power. Instead of holding it in one person's hand, diffuse it to others, so that their own ideas. For instance, there were 3 of us who were chairmen in the old Ikeja, and we came with 3 different ideas instead of just the ideas of one person. There were now 3 different manifestos, 3 different, way of doing things, and we were able to compare. Okay, that one is doing this. Let me also do this. You will realize that the pace of development at that time was very high. And because he was a very active participant as a governor, he was not an aloof kind of governor. He was an engaging governor. The kind of governor that he was involved. He was involved. He will sit with you, and you will know that you have already started a meeting. It will look like you are still, but you've already started a meeting. And because he was a very good listener, he could convert your ideas into programs. And at the same time, he expected you yourself to demonstrate what you could do. So there was that little allowance for you to also show that I have this idea which is different from the other person. There were things we created that were not necessarily created by other local governments. There were things that they created that we didn't create. There were things they did that we didn't do. But it allowed, it was very interesting, I tell you. But I think it came from the fact that he knew that you have to break down these local governments into smaller structures that could be better managed, smaller structures that could be more easily approached and assessed, And then, of course, smaller structures that can be compared amongst themselves. Okay, so it was a very good move. Other states have copied it because it succeeded, honestly. All the opposition to it was purely political and mischievous, by the way. But I was even more interested in the people, what it delivered to the masses of the people. You know, what it did. For example, every ward was meant to have a primary healthcare center.
Imagine that.
Do you understand? So instead of the 10 wards originally in Ikeja, we now had 18 wards, which meant additional 8 primary healthcare centers were required.
Great.
You understand?
Yes.
So, and because of that, the primary healthcare system in Lagos State actually matured.
Yes.
You know, and it formed a very good foundation for the entire healthcare delivery system in Lagos State,
Yes.
which I can tell you without any fear of contradiction is the best in the country.
Yes.
Simple.
Yes. Yeah.